What's up, everybody? So before the prediction video starts, I want to give my condolences to the family of Lorenzo Taliaferro, the former Ravens running back from 2014 to 2017. Unfortunately, Taliaferro passed away a few days ago. He was 28 years old at the time, so it's very unfortunate. He died so soon. He had a lot left to live in his life. He had a lot more things he wanted to accomplish, and unfortunately, he was taken away too soon. So once again, my condolences to the family of Lorenzo Taliaferro, and may that man's soul rest in peace. So unfortunate, but life can be tough like that. So rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. You will be missed. With that being said, let's start the prediction. All right, let's get it. Woo! What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. So last week's game was the game of the year. Our season was on the line. That game was crazy in general, man. A back and forth affair between two AFC North opponents, but we managed to get the win in the end. Lamar Jackson having his Willis Reed moment. What do you want to say, his Willis Reed moment? What do you want to say, his Stone Cold Steve Austin moment? Or what do you want to joke around and say, his Paul Pierce moment? Whatever you want to say, that was a legendary moment right there. That was something out of a movie. I can't believe it happened. But we somehow found a way to win. We came together. Lamar came up clutch on the final two drives. And Justin Tucker, being automatic as usual, hitting the game-winning field goal to give us the victory. That game propelled us, man. It saved our season. And now it's time for us to deliver. As great as that win was last week, it's time to move forward. We have to build on the momentum, but we can't get ahead of ourselves because we've got an opponent in the Jacksonville Jaguars that are coming down to M&T Bank Stadium, and we need to put our entire focus on it. We cannot overlook this opponent because of their record. At the end of the day, we are still fighting for our playoff lives. So every single game has to be treated like a playoff game. And this game right here is a playoff game. It's do or die. We have to come in with that level of mentality. So here comes Jacksonville. We're Gardner Minshew back in action. He's had a relatively solid season. It's not like he's played bad. If you look at his numbers, he's done relatively well this season. Hell, I believe his pass rating's like 96. He's done relatively well this season. It's just, the Jags season overall has just been terrible. What are they, 1-12 now? So yeah, they're just looking to come out here, put up a great performance, fight as a team and win. And we're looking to win this game to continue our playoff hopes and our playoff journey. Hopefully, we do end up in the playoffs. So with a game like this, what is it gonna come down to? Well, let's get into it. Offensively, what it's gonna come down to is us playing our game and Lamar Jackson being Lamar Jackson. Now, we all heard the news this week that came out. Marquise Brown, Miles Boykin, James Borsay all being put on the list because they were close contacts, meaning that they have a good chance to play in Sunday's game. At first, we were all scared. We were thinking, they're going to be gone. They're not going to get to play against Jacksonville. But they're on the list because of a close contact situation. Meaning, if they can continue to test negative all the way through Sunday, they'll be able to play in that game. And it looks to be like that's going to be the case. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we might get those three guys back. Maybe not. All I know is we've pretty much got all our guys back. If those three guys can play, that would be great. If they can't, we're going to have to go with our receivers. We got Willie Snead back. We got Dez Bryant. Willie Snead obviously wasn't in the game, but we got Dez Bryant back now, so that's great. So if you can't run with those three guys, you can put Dez Bryant out there. You have Willie Snead. You have Devin Duvernay, and you still got Mark Andrews. I mean, I don't know if Wilson is healthy enough to go, but if it comes down to that situation, you can put him out there as well. But we'll see what happens on that situation with those three guys. So we do have our weapons for the most part, but it's really just going to come down to us playing our game, and that's running the football. Last week against Cleveland, that's what we did, and it was so successful. The way we were able to run the football was so effective, man. I mean, that 1-2 punch of J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, they were killing it. Gus Edwards was a machine in that game, getting 2 rushing touchdowns himself. Also getting J.K. Dobbins involved, making some moves, getting himself a rushing touchdown. And of course, Lamar Jackson taking off. When the defense is not giving him anything downfield, he's going to take off. He's not being indecisive the same way he was early on in the season, and he's not being as hesitant as he was earlier on in the season. Now Lamar's just go, go, go. If nothing's open, I'm taking off. They've given me a lane. Lamar Jackson is now acting like Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is back to playing like MVP Lamar. He finally looks like an MVP again. He's playing like an MVP, and we saw that last week. That was MVP Lamar, because the MVP shows up and saves his team when they need it. And that's what Lamar did last week. So he's back to playing at an MVP level. Hopefully he will continue it here, and the Ravens will continue to run the football against a Jags team that is really just struggling all around defensively. I mean, they're struggling to stop the run, and they're struggling to stop the pass. They got some injuries in secondary. So this is really the type of game where the Ravens have to use to kind of get their passing game going. But at the same time, stick to the game plan for the most part, run the football. If you want to test something out in the pass game, sure. I believe this will be a good opportunity. With the way Lamar's playing and with the way the team seems to be slowly rising on offense, this will be a great time to really test the secondary. Let's see if we can get these guys going, okay? Let's see if we can get Mark Andrews going. Even though Mark Andrews, he came back and he still looks to be Mark Andrews. Let's see if we can continue to get him going. Let's see if we can get Willie Snead going as well. Let's see if we can try to get Duvernay involved. Dez Bryant needs to be involved in this game somehow. In the passing game, for the most part, I'm just looking to get these guys involved, and let's see if we can make some plays downfield. Not much, because I believe this game is mostly going to be dominated by the run. But let's see if we can get something going in the passing game, because, you know, it'd be nice to have a passing game moving forward, you know, with these last two games. We got to get something going consistently in the passing game, because I know the running game, it's going to carry us, but you may run into a team that the run won't work on them. So what do you do then? We've got to be prepared. So we've got to get this pass game going against Jacksonville. You know, we got to test that secondary. We got to get our receivers involved. Get the ball in their hands quick and let them make a play. That's what I'm liking to see. I'm hoping that's going to happen. And I believe Lamar and the offense are going to try to get that done. Now, if the three guys cannot go, then it's fine. We can get Dez Bryant. We can completely get him involved. He'll be seeing a lot of targets if those three guys can't go. He'll be seeing a lot of targets. Willie, well, not a lot of targets, but you know, in terms of the way we pass the ball, they'll be looking at him to get him a lot of short passes real quick. But Willie Snead, he'll also be looking to get some targets. Mark Andrews definitely over the middle will be looking to get some targets. And maybe Devin Duvernay can get a couple looks. But if we get those three guys back, obviously we know Marquise Brown's going to be more involved. You know, he's starting to make plays himself. He's dropping passes, but he's starting to make plays. He's made two great plays in the two games. Made that touchdown catch against the Cowboys and made the game, the game-saving touchdown on 4th and 5 against Cleveland last week. So he's starting to make moves. However, he still continues to drop the ball, so he needs to be consistent. But this will definitely be a nice game to get the receivers involved. Although, try not to do it too much. Like I said, the game plan should just be running the football. You've got this beast tandem with J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. They will take on most of it. And you got Lamar Jackson being Lamar Jackson. He's going to take off if nothing's there. But when it comes to the passing game, I want to see us get these receivers more involved, especially with the short passes. Get them the ball and let them go out there and make a play. If there's something downfield, let's look for it. We got to get something consistent in the passing game moving forward. So hopefully we can do that here. Other than that, yeah, offensive line, just try to do better blocking. They did somewhat well against... They did okay. I think they did okay against the Browns. But in clutch time, they showed up. Early on in the game, not really. But in clutch time, that offensive line stood together and they showed up. Hopefully they can play like that more consistently moving down the stretch. And other than that, just try to play a clean game. Try not to turn the ball over. And that's pretty much it for the offense. Just do your thing. Be you, Lamar Jackson. Run the football as a team and try to get these receivers involved downfield. Defensively, defensively, we've got so many injuries on the defense, it's just scary. First of all, Jimmy Smith's out. Jimmy Smith's out, so it is what it is. We're so used to Jimmy Smith being out, this is not even a surprise, okay? Back in the day when Jimmy Smith was our number one cornerback, when he was gone, we were screwed. But we're not in that situation anymore. Unfortunately, he's out, but the rest of our cornerbacks are just injured. I mean, good Lord. Marlon Humphrey's the only one that's healthy in the secondary. This is scary, man. In terms of the cornerback room, the cornerbacks are just, oh my God. They're dealing with injuries. You still know our defensive line's dealing with injuries. It's just been rough. The number one priority is to get healthy, but at the same time, man, these are games we need. So we need our defense to show up and make plays. So I don't know who's going to play in terms of this. A lot of guys were questionable on the list today, but I do believe a majority of them on that list will play. They'll fight through their injuries and play today because we're in playoff mode. Hopefully they will get better and their injuries will get better as we move forward in the final 2 games. But yeah, we need our defensive guys to be out there. I'm not going to say like I have I have somewhat of a confidence in our backups if we have to throw backups out there, but I would rather our starters be out there for the most part to help out with this. Even though it's Jacksonville, we cannot overlook them. Jacksonville this season has given both the Browns and the Packers a tough time. Both of those were close games, so we just can't sit here and overlook Jacksonville just because of their record. They could still come into our house and cause problems, so we have to be ready, prepared, and we cannot overlook them. So that's why I'm looking at this defensively. Hopefully a lot of these guys can play. In terms of the game plan, first of all, try to force turnovers. I think that's the number one thing we got to do. Pressure Gardner Minshew and force him to turn the ball over. That's the first thing. Next, let's try to stop the big plays. I think Shark's playing in this game, so Humphrey, you're going to have to be over him all day. We got to stop any big plays from happening in our secondary. Even though we're injured, the secondary is going to have to step up. Whoever's playing, they're going to have to step up. We can't afford to give up big plays to that Jacksonville offense. So pressure Gardner Minshew, force him to make turnovers, stop the big play. That's pretty much it for our defense. I mean, I don't think they're going to be having that much of an issue stopping the run. Then again, this defense has been terrible when it comes to stopping the run. So hopefully they'll do relatively well. But my main concern is getting to Gardner Minshew, putting pressure on him, forcing him to make turnovers, and stopping the big play downfield. That's it. If our defense can do that, as banged up as our defense is, if they can do that, we will have a great chance to win because I believe our offense will be able to do a lot in this game. Now, with that being said, how do I think this game is going to go? Well, I see the Ravens winning, of course, and I think we're going to win this game 34-20. I see Lamar Jackson having a couple touchdown passes and maybe a touchdown run himself. I see Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins continuing this momentum. Both of them will get in the end zone for a touchdown. And I see Tucker getting involved with maybe a field goal kick or two. So that's basically how I see it for the most part. It's going to definitely be an interesting game. I think our defense is going to force Minshew to turn the ball over at least 2 times. That would be nice. I'm not going to say, I'm not even going to say Gardner Minshew. I think they're going to force the Jacksonville Jaguars to turn the ball over 2 times. Maybe Minshew has to pick, but I think in general, the offense is going to turn the ball over 2 times for the Jaguars. And we're going to take those 2 turnovers and capitalize on them. And this will be a game that we know we need. We'll come up, we'll show up, and we'll do what we need to do to get the job done. Lastly, special teams, Tucker and the Wolfpack, they're going to be ready. The return game, we're hoping to get something going from there again. Maybe you got to put Duvernay out there if he's able to play in this game. Who knows? But, Duvernay's playing this game. I meant Prochet. Put Prochet out there if he's able to play. If not, Duvernay can perfectly take that role. In fact, Duvernay has a returning touchdown. So I wouldn't have a problem with him returning kicks. But considering the fact that we may not have 3 receivers going into this game, you might just want to keep Duvernay there and put somebody else in the special teams to do it. I guess Justice Hill can do it. It is what it is for the most part. But yeah, special teams, do your thing and be great. So to recap, offense, run the football, Lamar be Lamar, try to get something going in the pass game, try to see if we can get a big play down the field. And don't turn the ball over. Defense, pressure Gardner Minshew, force him to make turnovers, and stop the big pass downfield. Don't give up any big plays. Special teams, go out there and be great. Don't make any mistake. Don't give up any big returns. And we know Tucker and the crew are going to be perfect. That's pretty much it for this game. I believe the Ravens are going to win 34-20. As I said, we'll see how it goes. We will advance to 9-5, and we will continue to fight for our playoff lives. With that being said, game on, man. These final games is going to come down to the wire. Obviously, Baltimore still needs some help in order to get to the playoffs, and we'll just see how that goes. But they can't control their destiny, but one thing they can control is these last 3 games. If they win these last 3 games, they put themselves in a great position to make the playoffs. We'll see what happens there, but you can't look forward. You got to focus on this game. And this game with Jacksonville, put all our efforts into it to make sure we win this game, and we'll move on to the Giants. With that being said, that's all I got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace. Go Ravens! Let's go!